My wife felt jealous of my daughter's arrival. Now, they're laughing together and redecorating her room as a family project. I'm 40 now, but my story starts when I was 24, young and figuring out life. That's when my daughter, Anna, came into the picture. She was unplanned, the result of a one-night stand. But from the moment she was born, she became my world. Her mother and I never had a romantic relationship, but we've always co-parented well. Over the years, we grew into good friends, bonded by our love for Anna. For most of her life, Anna lived with her mother. A few years ago, they moved to another continent because of her mom's job. It was tough, but we made it work. Daily video calls became our routine. Even though we were far apart, Anna and I stayed close. She also kept in touch with her little brother, my toddler with my wife, and they formed a bond, even if it was mostly online. Recently, Anna called me, sounding lost. She said she missed home, missed her family, and felt out of place in her new life. The language barrier made it hard for her to connect with people, and she was struggling to feel like she belonged. Hearing that broke my heart. I knew she needed a change, and after talking it over with her mom, we decided it would be best for Anna to come live with me. Her old bedroom is my home office now, but that's an easy fix. I was ready to turn it back into her space, filled with all the things that would make her feel at home. Before making any final arrangements, I spoke with my wife. I thought she'd be on board because we'd talked about this possibility before. But she wasn't. My wife and Anna have never been particularly close. They met only once, at our wedding, when I paid for Anna to fly in. It was a beautiful day, and they got along fine, but since then, their relationship has been limited to brief hellos during video calls. My wife said Anna wouldn't feel comfortable in our home because we're essentially strangers to her now. That hurt to hear, but I tried to understand her point of view. When she said, "Our toddler isn't Anna's family because they barely know each other," something inside me snapped. Anna is my daughter. Our toddler is her brother. They are family, no matter how little time they've spent together in person. I told my wife that my children will always come first. It's not a matter of choosing one over the other. It's just the way I've always lived my life. That comment ignited a bigger argument. My wife said having Anna here would change everything. She admitted she didn't want to be a stepmother, especially not in a day-to-day capacity. She argued that Anna had lived with her mother on another continent all these years. So why did she need to come here now? I tried to reassure her. "No one's asking you to be a stepmother," I said. "I've always taken care of Anna on my own. When she stayed with me for weeks or months at a time in the past, I was the one doing everything. I can handle it. The truth is, I've been a single father before, and I'm proud of how I've managed. I work, I cook, I clean, and I take care of our toddler when my wife works or needs time for herself. We've always shared responsibilities in our marriage, and I've never shied away from my role as a parent. Why was it so different now that it involved Anna?" But my words didn't calm her. Instead, they made things worse. She said having Anna here would disrupt the balance of our home. I said something I regret now. "If you hate the idea so much, you can always book a hotel." It was cruel, and I knew at the moment the words left my mouth. The argument escalated from there. My wife accused me of dismissing her feelings, of putting Anna above our marriage. I countered that Anna has every right to live in my house. Her house if she wants to. I love my wife, truly, but I couldn't back down on this. Anna needed me, and I wasn't going to let her down. Since that night, the silence between us has been deafening. My wife hasn't spoken to me except for the bare minimum to manage our daily lives. She's standing firm. She doesn't want Anna to live here. I'm standing firm too. Anna will live here if that's what she needs. It feels like we're at an impasse, and I don't know how to bridge the gap. I've spent sleepless nights thinking about what this means for my marriage. I love my wife and our son, but I won't, turn my back on Anna. She's my firstborn, my princess. She didn't ask to be caught in the middle of this, and she deserves to feel like she has a home, a family who loves her unconditionally. The hardest part is knowing that no matter what I decide, someone will get hurt. If I don't bring Anna here, I'll be breaking a promise I made to myself the day she was born, that I'd always put her first. If I do bring her here, I risk losing the peace in my marriage. It's a lose-lose situation, and I feel like I'm running out of time to make the right call. At the end of the day, I know this. My children come first. They always have, and they always will. That's not negotiable. But I also don't want to lose the life I've built with my wife. Somehow, I need to find a way to make room for Anna without tearing everything else apart. When I first sat down with my wife to discuss Anna moving in, I thought it would be straightforward. After all, we had talked about this years ago. Back then, she had agreed that if Anna ever needed to return, she could stay with us. But now, things weren't so simple. My wife admitted she thought Anna would remain with her mother permanently because their life abroad seemed stable. That assumption changed everything. I let Anna's mother take her overseas because I wanted her to have better opportunities. Coming from a third world country, it wasn't an easy decision. Plane tickets are expensive, and traveling is a luxury we can barely afford. I haven't seen Anna in person since my wedding, where I managed to scrape together enough for her ticket. For those living with privilege, this might seem negligent, but I've done everything possible to maintain our bond through daily calls and unwavering support. The argument with my wife spiraled into something uglier than I expected. She denied the connection between Anna and our son, claiming they weren't truly family. That was a low blow, one that hurt deeply. I snapped, saying she had the freedom to leave if she couldn't accept Anna in our home. Looking back, I regret those words. They were harsh and unnecessary, especially towards the woman I love. I apologized not for my stance on Anna, but for the way I expressed it. However, I also made it clear, my children come first. That's non-negotiable. During this time, my wife admitted something that took me by surprise. She was jealous of Anna. She felt insecure seeing how much love and attention I gave my daughter, even from afar. Reflecting on past remarks she made, like questioning if I'd spend equally on our son as I did on Anna, I realized I had ignored warning signs. I dismissed them as offhand comments instead of addressing the underlying feelings. That was my mistake. I pointed out the imbalance in her reasoning. If we had two children together, my time would naturally be divided. Anna isn't a stranger. She's a part of our family. I reassured her that no one expected her to take on a maternal role for Anna. I've always been the one to handle parenting, and that wouldn't change. But I also emphasized that jealousy toward my daughter was something we needed to address, for all our sakes. We had a breakthrough during one of our many discussions. My wife admitted her feelings were wrong and that she felt ashamed for harboring them. She didn't want to feel this way and agreed to seek counseling to work through her insecurities. I promised her I would support her every step of the way because I love her and want to build a harmonious home. However, I also made it clear, if she ever mistreated Anna, that would be the end of our marriage. She understood and agreed, knowing how important this was to me. I also took steps to bridge the gap between my wife and Anna. I encouraged them to spend more time talking during video calls. My wife started joining in, discussing shared interests like gaming and TV shows. They even started joking around with each other, building a rapport that I hadn't seen before. Seeing them laugh together gave me hope. Anna, ever the thoughtful girl, was quick to forgive. When my wife eventually opened up about her feelings and apologized, Anna surprised us both by saying she understood. She appreciated the honesty and respected my wife's effort to grow. That day, I gave them privacy to talk, and it marked a turning point in their relationship. Now, my wife is actively involved in preparing for Anna's arrival. She's taken charge of redecorating Anna's room, enlisting our toddler to help pick out colors and decorations. It's become a family project, and seeing their excitement warms my heart. My wife even rejected all my decoration ideas, calling them boring, and has gone all out to make the room perfect for Anna. We're not rushing things. Anna's mother needs time to sort out her schooling and other logistics, and I want to make sure everything is ready here. In the meantime, my wife and Anna are growing closer through shared activities. They've started making video calls on their own to watch TV shows together and chat about their day. They even have inside jokes now, leaving me feeling slightly left out. Not that I'm complaining. For those who suggested I should have divorced my wife immediately, life isn't that black and white. Divorce isn't a magic solution to every disagreement. I believe in trying to work things out, especially when there's a genuine effort from both sides. My wife has never mistreated Anna, and I see her making strides to improve herself and strengthen their bond. That's worth fighting for. My daughter knows she can always come to me or her mother if something makes her uncomfortable. She's a confident, outspoken young woman who wouldn't hesitate to speak up. I trust her to let me know if there's ever an issue. But so far, things are progressing better than I could have hoped. I'm not forcing a friendship or family bond between them. I'm letting it develop naturally, one step at a time. My priority remains the same: to create a home where both of my children feel safe, loved, and valued. As we take these steps forward, I'm optimistic that this chapter will lead to something beautiful for our family. In the end, this journey reminded me that family is built on love, patience, and unwavering support. Watching my wife and daughter slowly form a bond has given me hope that even the most complex relationships can grow with time and effort. While there's still work to be done, I'm proud of the progress we've made together as a family. For now, I'm focusing on creating a home filled with understanding and love, a place where both my children feel secure and cherished. No matter what lies ahead, I know we're moving forward one step at a time as a stronger, united family. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If you have any thoughts, I'd love to hear them, so please leave a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more stories like this one.